What are the qualities that a person must possess in order for someone to pay tribute to them? Should they be loyal? Should they be authentic? Should they be fearless? Or should they be inspiring? Like every human being, nobody is perfect. But Anthony possessed an abundance of these honorable traits. More than I can tell you about in the time constraints of this speech. Think back to that special friend in your life. Not the one you call on Friday night, but the one that you need in time of crisis. The one that you need to have your back, even when you don't ask for it. Anthony was that person in my life. In the game of life, my friend Anthony left nothing in the tank. He was a compassionate, fun, and adventurous person whom we lost to the brutal swiftness of a heart attack. He lived his life to the fullest degree possible. In this speech, I'm going to explain only the most important reasons why Anthony is worthy to receive this tribute. First, I'm going to begin by telling you a story about how Anthony entered my life. About 10 years ago, my dad had complications to heart disease, and he too passed away suddenly. Later that year, my uncle took me out on his boat to try to make me feel better. When we pulled up to the sandbar, I jumped into the water, and I hit someone's stray anchor, shattering all 5 metatarsals in my left foot. Alone at home and grieving my father's death, I turned to drinking and going out till early morning hours. I met Anthony when I was in one of the darkest places in my life. Though I did not need much convincing, Anthony said to me, "Why don't you move in with me for a couple months and not to renew my apartment's lease?" While I lived with him, I could use his connections in real estate to find a condo downtown. Needless to say, I never looked once for a condo. While living with him, we developed an unmatched bond. We did everything together. We traveled the world, shared friends, visited each other's families during holidays, and we were there for each other during the hardships of life. Anthony had this special ability to look inside people and find only the good and provide unconditional support. When our friend Pookie developed breast cancer, she said that he was more supportive and compassionate than anyone in her family except her mother and husband. He would spend time every day talking to her on the phone. On their phone calls, especially the ones with bad news, Anthony always knew the right words to say to make someone feel better. Anthony would often send flowers or cookies to cheer her up after chemotherapy. He drove to Naperville countless times just to comfort her. Anthony's reach did not stop with people his own age or in the same state. Olga, the mother of Anthony's sister's business partner, was grieving the death of her husband. Anthony reconnected with Olga at Nick's funeral in California and spent countless hours on the phone talking to her. Anthony would spend more time on the phone calling banks and social security offices to secure her late husband's finances. To get Olga out of the house, Anthony would send over Ubers and Venmo her money so she could have a nice night out at the casino, which they refer to as going to church. Every year, Anthony made a point to go see Olga in Palm Springs, just to hang out. In conclusion, all of the cases that I mentioned, it was the consistency of his care and the depth of his compassion that made a difference. Anthony was larger than life. He enjoyed good food, lots of friends, traveling to foreign places. When he walked into a room, he filled that room with his presence. We never know when our time will expire. And if we can learn one thing from Anthony, it is that we must live in the moment and we must enjoy the moment. An ancient Greek philosopher once said, "What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others." Anthony wove his greatness in every person he came to get to know. So as life goes on, like the clock keeps ticking, I emphasize you to enjoy every moment and every person that you come in contact with.